Once again, it's Kevin. I'm back with my tale for the day. Welcome to episode 77. Siete y Siete. And episode 2 is going to be a third one, part C. And thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for subscribing. I'm at 5K, guys. I can't even imagine that I had 5,000 plays so far. Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for listening and really enjoying my insights and my voice. Having a voice is so important. This topic is that we're about to get into is so dear and just so touchy, so sensitive, so real. I wonder if people walk into a room and feel like they don't belong there. I wonder if people have self-doubt but don't know why. Something is called a name. It's called the impostor syndrome. And there's an epidemic. And I fall in line with this. Impostor syndrome. Also known as imposter phenom, imposterism, fraud syndrome, or the imposter experience. It's a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, talents, or accomplishments, and have a persistent, internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. So when you may be in a position where you feel like you don't belong there, like, how did I get this position? Like, how did I meet the president? How did I meet this person? How did I meet that person? Like, how? But not thinking because you're a dope person, not thinking because you worked hard for it, you deserve it, you worked for it. Imposter syndrome describes feelings of severe inadequacy, and self-doubt that can leave people fearing that they will be exposed as a fraud. Usually in their work lives. It can affect anyone regardless of their success. For me, I feel like this definitely hits home, especially at work. Like, mostly everyone knows I've been at ASM for almost a year and a half now. A little over a year. And before getting promoted, I was at ASMT. So I was a shift lead in Georgia. I moved back to New York, and I was a shift lead, and then I became ASMT. ASMT, I got promoted as an ASMT when my store manager at the time was on leave. She came back, and you would think that I would get congratulations, you did it. Any warmth feeling, I didn't receive that. So at that moment, I didn't feel like I deserved to be ASMT. I didn't feel like I had the right skills. I wasn't equipped enough to be ASMT. Moving forward, a lot of ASMs decided to leave the company or go to CVS or go elsewhere. So there were spots for ASMs. So during ASMT, I had to be in a class and I had to do a presentation. And my presentation was on trying to increase sales in beauty in the beauty department. But of course, the company wants to look at not necessarily what you did, but what behaviors did you change. Not necessarily changing or chasing a number, but what behaviors did you change in people. And my point and my purpose was to give my employees at the time knowledge to then sell beauty, even when the BC's not here. That's their BC's job, is to do that. But when the BC's not there, we still need those sales. We still need to work and have someone available in the beauty department. And if you know the products and you know how to upsell and you know what concealer and and setting sprays and pigment, um, pigment skin, dry skin, oily skin. If you know like different aspects of beauty, it would help. So I passed my class and I get into this interview. And I get the job. I get promoted. But I don't feel like I deserve the promotion. Part of me feels like, yes, I did it. I passed the class. I passed the interview. I'm supposed to be here. I did the work to be here. And then part of me feels like, but did they just hire me because they needed to fill a position? So that's where I feel like self-doubt. Like I'm doubting myself. Is it the work I put in, or did I not put in work, or is the work that I put in not enough? Self-doubt. So the idea that you only succeeded due to luck and not because of your talent or qualifications. Like you can easily be qualified for a job, but if you don't feel like you got the job, or you're in the right room that you're supposed to be in, or whatever they may look like just know that you're supposed to be there. You got that for a reason. You're there for a reason. You got the job for a reason. Whether it was luck, but know that they seen your talent first. They seen all you can bring first. They seen your qualifications. They seen your resume. They seen all you can bring to the table. Imposters' feelings are generally accompanied by anxiety and often depression. And depression is real. Mental illness is real. Mental health is something that a lot of people don't talk about because they're afraid to talk about it. Especially in the Black community. Especially in the brown or Black homes. And I never understood that. Because we need to start caring about where we mentally are. And not just think that there's a stigma behind going to get that checked out, going to do the work, going to make sure that you're okay. So it's not a pattern. It's not a psychological pattern. It's not a pathology where we're just handing this off for generations and generations. And we're not really doing the work to get it fixed. We're not really figuring out why this is like that. Why do I feel this way? Why do I not feel adequate? Why do I feel like my qualifications is not what got me in this position? Why do I feel like it was luck? Why do I feel like I don't belong here? What gives me the right to feel like I don't belong here? Like, what is it? So, you could look at, there's like 10 ways, supposedly, there's many different ways depending on the process, but the only way to stop feeling like an imposter is to stop thinking like an imposter. Makes sense. If you stop thinking like one, you probably won't feel like one. So you have to change your thoughts. You have to change your mental. You have to change how you look at things. 1, break the silence. Don't be afraid to let your feelings fly. Do not be afraid to speak out and say, hey, I don't feel like I belong, but I know I do. I don't feel like I belong, but I put in the work. I don't feel like I belong, but I'm the most qualified to be here. I may not feel like I am because I might be the only woman, the only gay person on a job, the only black individual, maybe the youngest, whatever that may look like in that category. Yeah. Like, for me, like, I'm the only... No, can't even say that. But, yeah, feeling like you don't belong. 2, separate feelings from facts. So, your feelings may be your feelings, but what's on paper is what matters. So, if on paper it says that you belong here, you belong in this job, you belong in this position, you belong, then your feelings will always be your feelings. You may always feel like, I don't belong, I'm a fraud, how did I get here? Then we have to fix your feelings. I'm just worried about the facts. Because that's how you end up not doing your job to your best ability. Because you're always doubting yourself. And self-doubt is a horrible thing. And it's something that only you can fix. Because you're the only one doubting yourself. And by the more that you doubt yourself, then other people are going to look at you like, maybe they don't belong here. Maybe they're not as strong as I thought. Maybe they don't belong. Maybe they're right. Or maybe they're wrong, and I have to show them that they're wrong. Like, you do belong here. There's a spot for you, and you're here for a reason. So you have to get it together. 3, recognize when you should feel fraudulent. Recognize the scenarios of when you may have to be an imposter. You may have to feel like you don't belong. Like, if you are the only XYZ, then yeah, you may definitely feel like, I don't belong, I don't need to be here, or how did I get in this predicament? How did I get in this room? Or business owners, and I don't own a business. Or how did I get into this podcast world and I don't know anything about blogging, I don't know anything about podcasts? Or how did I become an ASM and I'm so introverted? So how is people listening to me? I don't know as much as I think I know. Or I know, but then I second guess myself. Because I don't want to seem wrong. I don't want to fail. I don't want to seem like I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to be credible. And that happens to a lot of us. We want to be credible. We want to to know our shit. Even if we know our shit, we're going to second guess ourselves like, wait, is that really it? Is 1 plus 1 really 1? Is that really... So if I do this... Yeah, so that is a reaction for that person's actions, right? And then you're second guessing yourself, and then it's like, you know what the protocols are, you know what you're supposed to do, you know that you know that you're supposed to be there. You know that you are important, that you do matter. And sometimes it's hard to really dig deep into that. Instead, the positives. No, I curate the positives. So, always look at the bigger picture. Always look at what you're doing positively. Always look at what's working. So then when there's a mistake that's bound to happen, you're not going to be so bent over it. You're not going to beat yourself over it. It's not going to be so much self-doubt. Because you're human. People's going to make mistakes. But always praise your positives. Also, you have to develop a healthy response to receiving feedback or mistakes. So yeah, everyone makes mistakes, but you have to think of the positive. You have to think, okay, this mistake is really supposed to teach me something. Don't beat yourself up like, oh damn, I made a mistake. That means I don't belong here. How can I make a mistake? Even if you might think it's simple, it's bound to happen. We're human. So even if you make a mistake, you have to learn from that mistake. You have to look at the bigger picture, and you have to just be able and be willing to receive the feedback from that mistake and don't feel like you're being attacked. Also, write the rules. Write your own rules. Write what you allow to happen. Write what and who you allow in your circle. Write the rules of you belonging. Write in paper that you belong here. So then you feel it. So then it's a feeling like, oh, I belong in this room. I belong in this homeowner aspect. I belong here. I belong to be a store manager because I put in the work. I belong to be an A7 because I put in the work. I know what I'm talking about. No one can tell me otherwise. I belong here. Develop a new script. If the script that you're going by is not working because the script doesn't include you, include yourself in that new script. Follow your own rules. And put yourself where you belong. And by you putting yourself where you belong, you're never going to not feel like you belong again. You're going to always believe that you belong whatever door you put in. Whatever room you walk in, you're going to feel like you belong. Even if you're the only black person in an all-white law firm, or if you're the only female working in a dominated male industry, you still belong there. Why? Because you put in the work. And you believe and you know that you belong there because you put in the work. Because your talent speaks for itself. Because you are a great person. Because you did the work. And on paper and mentally, you know this. Visualize success. Look at what success means to you, and if your success doesn't add up to what you visualize, we have to fix the visual. Or you have to look at different aspects of success, and what success means to you may not mean what success means to someone else. So you have to understand and fix your aspect of what success means. And success can easily just mean you just want to be happy. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be monetary gain. Of course, money is great, but money can't buy happiness. So if you're not truly happy with yourself, then money's just going to pacify and try to blind you from what it really is. Reward yourself for everything that happened, for all of your achievements, for everything, every block that you broke down, every wall that you broke, any room that you felt like you wasn't supposed to be in and that you been in. Reward yourself for that. Take care of that. Praise that. Be proud of that. Because you did it. You're the one who accomplished that. And by accomplishing that, that proves that you belong. That proves that you did what you needed to do to get into that room. So don't ever doubt yourself for being there. Don't bully yourself and beat yourself up for being in a room that you don't feel that you worked hard to get there. Lastly, fake it until you make it. If you're put in a predicament or you're put in a room that you don't feel like you belong in, challenge yourself to be in there. Challenge yourself to be a part of whatever that entails. Challenge yourself to make a difference. Challenge yourself to help yourself grow. Make yourself uncomfortable so then you can grow. So then you can not only accomplish something else or break another barrier, but you also put yourself in a different predicament where you're showing yourself that you belong there. You're showing yourself that I am enough. You're showing yourself that, yeah, I may not look like these people, I may not act like these people, but I belong here just as much as they do. I'm expected just as much as they are. I know just as much as they do. I'm not going to belittle myself anymore. I'm not going to make myself seem like I'm smaller than what I am. If I know what I bring to the table, then that's enough. But you have to know what you bring to the table. Once you understand the power of who you are, your essence, your excellence, your aura, your everything, that is so powerful. But once you let doubt seek in, it's hard to get out. I've been doubting myself for years for many different reasons, for many different things, but especially work. And I belong in the position I am. And oftentimes I keep on trying to prove to myself that I belong here, but not just cold-heartedly believe that I belong here. So I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll try to be seen instead of allowing my work to just speak for itself. Instead of just allowing what I bring to just speak for itself, I'm trying to fight to be in my position. But I'm already here. So I'm not living in my position. I'm trying to fight for it. And I'm not going to do that anymore. It's going to be hard to get out of this cycle of self-doubt that I put myself through. But if I can try to overcome it, so can you. Just believe in yourself. Believe you're making the right decisions. Believe you belong where you are. Wherever that may be in life. You belong there. And just do better. Want more. Want better for yourself. Thank you for listening to Kim With Your channel. This was episode 77. Thank you for listening. Please share this and hit me up on Facebook at Kimi Holder and IG Kimi Holder, and let me know your thoughts. Thank you. Laters.